up, YouTube fans? Today we're going to take a look at the Transart Skateboard Gorilla reissue for 2021. So this figure actually has some slight paint changes and a couple of little tooling changes. We'll talk about those. This original figure came out, I believe, last year. So it is about a year old, but there are some nice changes. So let's just talk about that. Number one, they've changed this paint. So originally this was just plastic, molded plastic, and now they painted this kind of a shiny silver. Also, and you can see that kind of all over. These parts here on the knees are now die cast. So I don't know, I don't have the original, but I believe these have been upgraded from plastic to die cast. So I think that's it as far as changes. There's also some tiny little change to the translucent purple here, or translucent maroon. You can see a little bit of flecked metallic in there. So that looks nice as well. All in all, pretty good looking. Now, if you don't know, this is the Transmetal Optimus Primal from the show. I never watched the show, so I'm not huge or very knowledgeable on this character. But he is relatively good looking overall. Comes with quite a few accessories. So let's take a look at those. So you do get his blaster here. It is molded in that same plastic. There is a light up feature, so I did put the batteries in. And those light up there. And he also comes with these blast effects. So they're just like the Hasbro ones. You can take them apart and kind of put them together like this and then stick that in there. And now that light up feature really works. Wow, that looks really nice. If you haven't noticed, I am using a new camera here. So please bear with me while I figure out how to use this camera and how to best set up the settings. But I will say this actually looks kind of cool. So there's the light up feature for the gun. You also get a couple other things. So you get these two, which actually end up being guns in this mode, but you can actually mount them on his back. So there, you could probably put it any way you want, but I like to put it on like that with the little circle on the back there. We'll put this one on as well. And those can just store there for now. We'll turn this off so you don't waste the battery. This was sent to me by G. Tony, by the way. So he knows I'm not a huge Beast Wars guy, whatever iteration. So he likes to get me into Beast Wars. You do get two alternate faces. So you get this one here, which is kind of a smile, or I guess a smirk. To get those on, you're going to take the face here, and you kind of have to pull right here. You can get this mask off, and that'll release the face. So there's the original face. We'll get the smiling face there. So there's what that looks like. And you just put this cover back on for the mask. We can also use this face, which I'll probably leave on there. Angry, sort of teeth showing. It is very nicely painted with that white paint and orange paint. So there you go. For that head sculpt, I think that probably looks the best of all of them. You also get a flight stand, which we'll look at more in the Beast mode. But he does have a little port right there. So this stand actually is very similar to all the other Transart stands. They're all the same. So let me just show you. It's kind of tight, honestly. But you get this shorter one or this longer one. And then there's an adapter here to fit into his back. So we'll just use the longer one for now. It'll fit into there. This is keyed, so it only goes in one way. So you don't try to put it at an angle. And then there's a push button right here. So push that down, and you can get that into here. And there you go. You can kind of get him on that stand. Obviously, you want to pose him, but he can be on a flight stand if you need him to be doing whatever. And that looks nice. Now we'll take a look at the stand more in the Beast mode. It's going to make more sense when we get to the skateboard, which is kind of the gimmick of this guy. So let's talk, and this hand isn't great at holding, you can see it fell off, but let's talk about the alternate gun mode here. So if I put this back on, this can actually unpeg from the back here, so unpeg that from there. And these are going to lift up and away from here. Fold this to the front. kind of open up these panels here. These are just going to sit down like this and kind of just sit in front of his face here. That's sort of how they have it in the picture. Then you can take his hands, and those are just going to sit behind these two little pieces here. And I thought that was a little weird, but that is how it's set up. And there you go. He's using his back cannons as a turret, which is kind of cool. Neat little effect there. But if you don't like that, you can get this folded back up and away, bend here at those parts. There is a little tiny tab right here that's going to fit into that slot right there on the back. And you can see that shiny blue already. It's going to look really nice when we get to the beast mode. Let's talk about the articulation on this figure. So the head is on a ball joint, it goes down to there, up to there, rotates around, not really any side to side there. Shoulders go up to there, rotate around on a ratchet. Rotation at the bicep. Single joint to elbow gets a little bit past 90 degrees. Rotation at the wrist. These hands do feel a little bit weird because they're translucent plastic, but you can see you have the 3 bottom fingers pinned together on 1, 2 pins, and then the pointer finger is on 1, 2 pins there as well. So you can get him pointing if you need to. And then the thumb is on a ball joint. Basically moves up and down, in and out. You have a rotation at the waist. You have the legs go up to there, back to there, out to the side, rotation at the thigh. And it's nicely hidden. I like the way they did that. Double jointed knee gets you the full bend. Most of your transformation, but you can't get it bent. And then that little wheel kind of exposes itself. We'll take a look at that in a little bit. You have ankle tilt. This joint here is a little bit weird. I've never seen a joint like that. It's kind of a ball joint, but it's friction. So you get side to side and up and down, but sometimes it does lose its grip. So you just have to get him into good poses. Otherwise, he might lose his balance. So now let's get this guy transformed into his beast mode. Relatively simple transformation, very similar to the original toy. Go ahead and unpeg this from the back, and this is going to lift up and out of the way. We can open the backpack here. That's just going to push back here. And then you can open the front pack here as well. That's going to allow you to take the head and rotate out the beast head, which is going to look really cool. Now, obviously, this is the back now. So we can take this. It's going to fold down to here. These are going to become his side abs, basically. So you have to rotate these pieces here. And now you can fit those onto his side here. So basically, they're just going to fit right there. Right? You can leave these here, or you can take them off. I'm going to leave them for now. Take the arms, rotate them to the front. And I've already revealed the head, so you can see that. Open up these panels here on the top and bottom. That's going to allow you to flip. Now, he does a 2 set of hands. Kind of a weird decision, but that's how they're doing it. You have to have 2 hands that are reversed, because he's reversed on the other side now, right? So you need a left hand on the right hand and vice versa. So this is supposed to go in here. It's supposed to be like this, but sometimes it just has trouble fitting through. I would just be careful with this thumb joint. You don't want to break that off, so just be careful getting this in here. And I do sometimes have trouble getting it past, but you can get that in there. Go ahead and close up these panels, and now we have the right-sided hand there. So same on this side. Fold the hand around, open up these panels, flip out the correct hand, and make sure you have this kind of folded the right way. I always get hung up on this hand. Here we go. Close up these panels, rotate the hand. Come to the legs here. We're going to rotate the waist 180 degrees. Go to the bottom here and take these legs, fold them all the way up, flatten the foot down, and then that's going to fold onto his back, or I guess onto the back of the leg. Come to here, you're going to fold this little panel out, and that's going to peg in right down here. So get that pegged in right there. And then same on this side. So fold the leg down, fold the leg all the way up, take this little panel and get that inside there. This one tends to move out of the way, so it's a little bit harder to get in, but you can still do it. And there you have Skateboard Gorilla in his beast mode. Very, very accurate to the original. I'll put the image there so you can take a look at that. I don't know about all the junk on the back, but at least this is very, very faithful to the original cartoon. You get that beautiful shiny vac metal. Now they do give you this, so basically it's a little cloth to wipe it off. It says Transart. If you scan this QR code, it'll take you to instructions. So if it doesn't come with instructions, but the whole purpose of this is to wipe off this chrome from your fingerprints because it is a fingerprint magnet. You can see it's super duper shiny. Same back metal here down on the feet. You do have basically the same articulation on these arms, so I'm not going to go over that again. Same waist articulation. The legs a little bit more limited, so it goes up to there. Back to here, hindered by that. The feet don't really move. They do go out to the side. I guess I forgot to mention that before. But he doesn't really stand unless you have him straight like this. Reason being, he's meant to have a skateboard. So this mode is not really all that useful because you can only have him standing straight. Otherwise, he kind of falls down. But he does look good. You do get a couple alternate faces before we get into skateboard mode here. So these faces are very tricky. So you need a spudger. So I always recommend having a spudger handy. And you want to get in between here and you just want to work this face off. Now I've already worked it off once, so it's a little bit easier. But there you go. So you can see there's two tabs here and then there's a tab on the top. And that top tab fits right there. So here's one alternate face. And I guess I had the yelling angry face on there already, which is my personal favorite. Here's kind of a regular face. So we'll get that on there. So there's that one. Or you can have a slightly smirking, kind of smiling face. And that can go on there. And I don't know which one is most representative of the show, but for me personally, I think the angry face with the teeth showing is the most expressive and the coolest looking, so I'm going to leave this one on here, and Tony can change it when he gets it back. All right, now let's get to the skateboard mode, which is the fan favorite, or I guess the purpose of this guy. So go ahead and take these, unpeg those feet, just fold those down. Fold these down. Actually, before we do that, fold this outwards and then fold these down. Those are going to fold straight. Rotate this to the outside, and that's just going to sit there for now. Same on this side. Fold this down. Fold the foot down. Then rotate the foot. Oh, and before we do that, sorry. Fold that panel down. Now rotate the foot. You can kind of see how this is going to go. Straighten out those skateboard pieces. And this part is die cast, so I believe that's new. Not 100% sure, but I believe the die cast on these two pieces. Someone out there could probably confirm watching my video. Leave a comment below if you know the answer to that. All right, and you can kind of see there's two wheels right here. And so he can roll on those. He doesn't really stand up. So that's why they give you the stand. So I recommend you take this and use the shorter one. This is really tight. But use the shorter stand and then put the adapter in there. And again, this adapter is keyed. Okay, take that, get that in here. There you go. Here's him on his skateboard. Now it's a little bit shaky. Once you put it there, it's fine. Now you can take this gun from earlier, and he could hold this too in the beast mode here, but it looks better if you put it in here and then you turn that on and boom, he's got his engine going. That's really, really cool. Nice little effect. Good use of this. By the way, you do get more. You get a second blast effect here. So if you want to use this for something, you could put it, on here. Actually, forgot to show, you can have him holding this. He doesn't hold it very well, but you can have him holding this weapon. You can also take these blast effects, and I guess you can put them here. So when we had the turret mode, you could have these on the turret and have them shooting. I forgot to show that. But there you go. So final thoughts on the Transart Skateboard Gorilla. Let's start with the positives. I think the paint looks phenomenal. I do like that they gave you this. You can kind of wipe off fingerprints from here, but the paint itself looks really good. Obviously, I believe, at least my opinion is, people are going to display it in this mode because this is just the attraction with that vac metal blue. That looks so beautiful. And then, of course, you've got this effect here, so that's just adding to the look here. Overall, really like the look of it, and the added paint definitely helps. The original plastic was kind of ugly to me, the kind of plain gray / purplish color, just it didn't look good. This looks a lot better. Comes with plenty of accessories. You get 2 alternate faces for the beast mode, 2 alternate faces for the robot mode, blast effects, multiple blast effects, the gun, the 2 little cannons there that he can use in the turret mode. All of that's really nice. And then the stand, of course, and Transart, these same stands we got with the Cheetor, the Transart Cheetor. So all of those are really good. Negatives wise, he doesn't really stand well in the beast mode. So if you're trying to stand him up on these little teeny tiny feet, of course he doesn't stand. But that's not the main attraction. The main attraction here is the skateboard mode on the stand, and it does that very well. So I do recommend it if you're a fan of this character. Me personally, I don't care about Skateboard Gorilla, but I know there's fans out there of Transmetal Optimus Primal. So that's really it for today. Thanks for watching. Please let me know in the comments below what you thought of the video. This is a new video camera, so I'm just trying to check it out, learn how to use it. Appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you next time.